Time for a soccer down here 1v1, and it's good to catch up with friends. And one of those is in Huntsville. He is the first head coach in team history for Huntsville City FC and MLS NEXT Pro, attached to Nashville. Jack Collison. Jack, it's great to see you, my friend. Great to catch up with you for a 1v1.
No, great to see you. Appreciate you taking the time to talk to me today.
You got a game coming up in a couple of days as we're talking. How are things progressing as you're building from the ground up?
Yeah, it's been an interesting few days. Obviously a brand new team. We've got 24 brand new players in the building. We're only going to have 4 or 5 days training under our belt. But yeah, look, we're keen to get started and get our teeth into it. Obviously, we're trying to manage expectations a little because it's going to take a little time to gel. We're still waiting for 3 or 4 more new pieces to come, but ultimately within the game, we still want to see a couple of bits coming out that we've kind of tried to work on within the week. And obviously for the group of players, we've kind of laid down the challenge that out of you 24 players who are going to be competing, there's only 11 shirts available for that first game of the season. And now's a real good time to kind of lay down your marker.
What's it been like for you to build something from the ground up? I imagine it's been hitting the ground running, trying to figure out what's going on and trying to deal with something that's entirely new.
Yeah, I'll be honest, it's been great. And I must say the scouting team at Nashville have put in an awful lot of time, even before I came through the door, in terms of identifying players, prospects, and just doing some really, really good work to kind of get that, I suppose, that main base, that real structure of a team together. Now the exciting piece is just trying to add 1 or 2 more pieces that can really complement what we've already got through the door. And I think the great thing alongside that is there's a couple of real exciting academy prospects, which obviously I'm very used to in my time at Atlanta. And then we'll also be waiting for Gary Smith to see what his needs are come the start of the season. And I would imagine there's going to be 1 or 2 more dropping down and sort of supplementing our group as well. So a real exciting time. Obviously, we're going to face quite a few challenges over the coming weeks, but it's a great place to be and a real exciting project as well at the same time.
What did you learn about yourself as a coach from your time with Atlanta United 2 that you carry with you to Huntsville?
Good question. A lot. I mean, you saw it firsthand. I'm very grateful for the opportunity at Atlanta, and I think the great thing there was just getting the opportunity to work with so many talented players with endless potential. I think at times it was difficult last season competing in the USL with such a young squad, and at times we maybe come up a bit short. But I think the big thing for me was sticking to the principles, sticking to your beliefs, and sticking to your guns. And at times, you know, it was difficult, but my job ultimately last year was trying to develop young players and young talent. And I think over the next 2 or 3 seasons, you're really going to see Atlanta reaping the benefits of blooding these youngsters so young in such a competitive league. And now coming over to Huntsville, still got the challenge of trying to develop young talent and trying to help them on their pathway of the first team. But alongside that, there's probably a lot more experience in this dressing room. A lot of boys from college and a few lads who've had some really good USL careers, and now it's trying to find that blend of, yes, we want to develop, but at the same time need to produce results and make sure we're a competitive team within the league as well, because there's going to be a different expectation being an independent team. And obviously we're hoping to have 5,000-6,000 fans through the doors at the Joe Davis, so it's a real good challenge. And I suppose for me, sticking to my beliefs, trusting the process, and at times it's not always going to come to fruition straight away, but sort of sticking to your guns and trying to follow through as best you can.
So what has life been like for you and the family in Huntsville? You know, kind of parachuting into this new all these new things. What's it been like for the family?
It's been a whirlwind, but it's been great. And I think for me, obviously being a family man as well, your biggest worry is how quick your wife and kids can settle. And thankfully they're really happy at their new schools. The wife's happy with where we are. So now now I can really focus on the football, which is great. The real positive thing is everyone seems really excited about the team when you're out in the community and talking to people. I think it's a place just crying out for a professional soccer team, and hopefully we can obviously fill that void and put some bums on seats and play an exciting brand of football. But I mean, walking out and around about the town and speaking to people, there's a real excitement around the place. So yeah, it's been a really good fit and a real good transition so far.
I was going to ask, are you in one of those situations where you end up going to the store, you get noticed? I know that you have all kinds of things where it's like, you're doing meet and greets, and those are structured within the framework of the club. But do you have those moments where you sit there and it's like, man, I've got to go to the grocery store and get something for the house? Do you get pulled to the side there now?
Yeah, a little bit, which is nice. As I said, that excitement is really sort of coming through. You can feel it, and it's been really nice. And at the same time, there's been a couple of opportunities to go and do some different things. I'm doing the puck drop at the hockey tomorrow. Got a meet and greet at a local coffee place. So these are things that I enjoy, and you know what I'm like as a person. I understand. I think the importance of trying to get the community on side, and obviously the people who are going to be day in day out around the team and around the group, because my whole aim here is to really build a team that kind of represents and embodies that local community, similar to what we did at Atlanta. So trying to include everyone and trying to get everyone on side and on board is a real big part of it. So I'm enjoying it. And I must say, I played in the adult league. There was a tournament this weekend, and both myself and Liam, the director of soccer operations, were actually champions this weekend. So it's been a good start on that front as well.
Jack Collison, the first head coach for Huntsville City FC, MLS Next Pro, hanging out with us for a Soccer Down Here 1v1. I can sense, and as long as we've known each other, I mean, I don't think I'm telling any secrets out of school here. You can sense when there's a challenge and you are enjoying it, and all of the aspects in that three-dimensional idea of building something from the ground up. It sounds like you're having fun, even though there's a lot of work that you got to do in a real short amount of time to lead up to these matches, to lead up to this season, to lead up to being something that Huntsville's never had.
Yeah, for sure. I'm a bit of a sick person in terms of that, I suppose. I enjoy feeling uncomfortable. I enjoy the challenge, and that's the real beauty of it, and why I suppose I was really attracted to the opportunity to come here. And yeah, there's loads of work to do. Of course, it's going to be difficult bringing in players from different countries, different stages in their career, and trying to create something. But that's what's getting me out of bed early in the morning. That's what's really motivating me, and that's what's hopefully going to push me to become a better coach and a better leader.
You mentioned some of those names, the names that folks might realize that they may remember from their time looking at other markets. You mentioned an Assad Liadi, a Jonathan Bolaños, that in the lower divisions folks may remember, and things like that. When it comes to your phone, I imagine you probably already have international minutes and things like that. So you've got international. What's it been like to see your phone blowing up all over again from all around the planet for folks that probably want to come and be there in Huntsville? What is that like? You sit there and I don't recognize that country code.
No, it's been it's been interesting. But as I said, I must say I'm very lucky for a real good support system around me. The scouting team at Nashville are very invested in the project, and obviously done a lot of the work prior to me even coming in. And as I said, now it's kind of working together with myself, Liam Doyle, head of soccer operations, and the scouting department to try and make sure the players we're bringing in now are obviously, one, a right fit for Huntsville, but two, hopefully there's some potential there where we could see him kicking on and obviously having a bit of an influence in the MLS for Nashville. So it's a perfect role for me, because I think wherever I'm going to go, I'm always going to be someone who's got a heavy focus and emphasis on development and trying to help people and help them get better. And it's almost like the role now is kind of a really well suited role to where I am in my career. It's going to be a challenge, but I've still got to improve. I want to get better, and it's just a real good mix of being in the right spot at the right time, I feel.
What do you think you need to still work on?
Oh, everything. We're always trying to improve, and I mean, there's been little things. I would certainly say over that period, it seemed like such an age from that last game of the season for Atlanta, and then finally getting on the training pitch. And I'm very much someone who believes in marginal gains and trying to find that 1% here and there, and right down to organizational pieces and trying to be a better leader for my staff. And obviously now overseeing a staff of sort of 9 or 10 people is going to bring up different challenges. But luckily, we've got some really good people in the building. Obviously, tactically, I think there's always an element of improvement and reviewing footage from last year and things we could have done better and things we could have improved. But one thing, you know me inside out, one thing you always get with me is that enthusiasm. I think I'll bring that every day and will until the day I die. And also that honesty piece. I think that's a real big piece of trying to be a good coach and a good person, and it's something we're trying to spread out to the group as well. So yeah, hopefully there'll be some improvements, and hopefully the team will kind of take on some of these traits, and come that first game in March, we should be ready to produce a style of football that will put some bums on seats as well.
Looking forward to it, especially there with everything that has been planned with Huntsville and Joe Davis and everything rolling forward. First match that counts in late March. Got a lot of stuff between there and then. It is meet and greets. It's Birmingham Legion. You get to start your rivalry right out of the blocks on the 11th. Then you get Philadelphia Union 2. You've got Nashville SC playing the parent club, and Chattanooga and Clovers and FC Cincinnati, Chattanooga FC, and Alabama Huntsville before everything kicks in. Jack, it's always great to catch up with you, my friend. We'll be keeping an eye on you. Don't be surprised if we knock on your door. And I mean that in the sense of actually physically knocking on your door and coming up.
Oh, you guys are always welcome. I always appreciate you looking after us in Atlanta. So anytime you fancy a trip to Huntsville, you're more than welcome.
Jack, great to have you here for a 1v1. We'll catch up with you very soon, my friend.
Take care. Thank you.